Hello everybody, welcome to the Zombie Recon Team. My name is Camille Picott and I'm a zombie author. And today we are launching a new video series called Disaster Pantry. And Disaster Pantry, we are going to walk you through different ways to make meals with shelf-stable ingredients. So this will help you anytime in the future when you are locked down in your own home, or God forbid a zombie apocalypse actually happens and you have to forage for food. So today we're starting with our very first recipe, and I have somebody really special here.
Hello.
This is my very tall husband.
This is my very short wife, yes.
So anyway, we are going to be doing Disaster Pantry cooking for you together. And so this first recipe is actually my husband's. He lived in Africa for a couple of years in the Peace Corps. So this is it's a dessert recipe, right?
It is. It's a dessert recipe. Actually, a 15-year-old boy named Baba taught it to me. It's called rice water.
So he's going to teach us how to make it. So let's get started.
Okay. It's pretty simple. Let me get that so you can actually see my head. Okay. So it's pretty simple. You take a pan, lovely little pan here, and you pour in twice as much water, three times as much water as it calls for, and 3-to-1 ratio. So 3 cups of water, 1 cup of rice. And then you just turn on the heat. Let's see, turn on the heat. Even I can do that. And then you'll sit it in here and let it boil. It boils, it takes a long time for it to boil. You're not looking for the consistency of regular rice here. You're looking for kind of like a custardy version of rice. That's why they call it rice water. So the rice becomes watery. You just use water and rice, and that's why you have 3-to-1 ratio. You want it soft as heck. And then after that, we're going to add a little something to make it into the desserty, tasty, mushy, porridgey type stuff they like to eat over there.
So it's for dessert?
Well, it's for dessert, but you can eat it for breakfast. I ate it every morning for breakfast for about a year. And it's a really easy recipe. And you can do it from just a bag of rice and canned materials and a few added things like some sugar and dried fruit and things like that to make it like kick it up a notch. Like that's what we did over there at least.
Okay, and we have this on a medium-high heat. So we will be back once this gets boiling and it's at the right consistency.
Wish us luck.
Okay, cooking is happening.
Hey, so I keep the lid kind of a tilt so it doesn't overflow, or when it gets too bubbly, we know it. Then I take it off and I stir periodically so it doesn't stick to the bottom, because you really don't want blackened bottom rice on this, because that does take away from the sweetness flavor of it. So keep stirring throughout the process.
Okay, so since this is our very first episode of Disaster Pantry, we're still kind of figuring things out. So we were thinking that since Chris is so tall, have you guys ever seen that TV show? Was it Home Improvement? Well, anyway, all you could ever see was like this much of one of the characters, because he was always sticking his head over the fence. So we're going to do it like that with Chris, so that you never
my best part of me too.
You never see his head. What do you guys think? Thumbs up? Yeah?
Better than my face, you're right. I got it.
Oh, but he has a very handsome face. Look at that. Look at that profile. I love it. What can I say? He just got his first haircut in like 3 months?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not totally true. I actually cut his hair twice. I almost gave up my day job to become a barber. I was so good at it. We used clippers.
My shaver and nose trimmers.
Yes, it was very effective. For crooked hair. It was good.
Yeah.
Anyway, our African rice water is coming along. It's looking gorgeous.
It's looking
fluffy.
very mushy and fluffy.
So we are creating recipes as we go. We're a very spontaneous couple, and we like to wing it. So we actually had the ratio of water to rice wrong. So we're actually looking at a 5-to-1. We had to add a 1/5 cup of water to this. So we have a way to get you guys the recipes pretty soon, all written out. I don't have it yet, so just stay tuned. When we have more information on that, we'll be sure to let you know.
Okay.
All right, what's next, Mr. Picott?
So it's nice and hot now, so we'll turn off the heat because it's scalding. And then
it almost looks like mashed potatoes. It has the consistency of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, they love mashed food. And I was in Ghana, West Africa. They do stuff like kenke, fufu, and all their food is really mashed. Matter of fact, they like it mashed so much that they don't like to actually chew their food. It's impolite to chew. So you're supposed to eat your food without chewing. Very difficult if you've never tried it before. And so this kind of falls in line with a lot of things they eat because it is so mushy. Now, what we have here is canned condensed milk. Evaporated milk. They're not sweetened kind. You can do sweetened, and then you just pour it in. You can do sweetened, but this would be really, really sweet. And then we just poured it right in here, as you're seeing, and I'm stirring it right in. And it was already so hot that it's fine. We're not curdling the milk or anything now because we turned off the heat.
Oh, actually, it's not open enough.
Oh, I put it on low.
Yeah. And that was a full cup of unsweetened condensed milk.
Right, and there's little left in the can. So what you can do, so at this point, you're just letting it cook down and cool off a little. At this point, we get a bowl, and that's when you can start doing things to flavor, like sugar, cinnamon, and raisins. So I like raisins, so it's kind of like oatmeal at this point. You put a little in a bowl, and then you put a little...
When we're measuring here, we're just using regular spoons that you would get out of your drawer because we figure in the apocalypse you might not have access to a full set of measuring spoons. So as you can see, he has 1 heaping spoonful of sugar.
And I'm going to stir that in. And if I don't like like the texture of it, say maybe you like yours a little more milky, there's still some of that canned condensed milk. You can pour a little more in. And I like to throw the raisins in next. So the hot liquid, show you, will soften them up a bit. You just throw them in like that. And you stir them in.
And the last ingredient?
And the last ingredient that I would always put on every morning be ground cinnamon, yeah. And you just can put a little on the top. Whoa, that's a lot on the top. You can stir it in or not. I'd probably put 10 times more than you need. Maybe if you have a little shaker.
So garnish.
Yeah, garnish. No, I might have destroyed that one. You got another bowl, baby?
Oh, it's over there.
Okay.
One.
So let's not have my daughter taste that one. There we go.
We do have an official taste tester lined up, a.k.a. our daughter, Kay, who some of you have met before if you've watched any of our other videos.
Let's see. See if you can get me something with this that it doesn't fall out like an avalanche.
Okay. We're actually not cooking in our kitchen. We are between houses at the moment, so we're kind of fumbling our way around in our kitchen, this temporary kitchen.
I got an idea. I will just pinch it out.
Okay, there we go.
A pinch.
Pinch.
There.
It's legit.
That was a big pinch,
okay.
too. I just got big fingers. Okay, then that's a little better. Then you pinch it on top and stir it in. And then...
Are there any other add-ins that you can do besides cinnamon, raisin, sugar? What other things have you added to this dish?
Well, honestly, I was in the bush in Africa, so I was out in the middle of nowhere. And so raisins, canned condensed milk, and rice and water and some sugar was about all I had.
Good. All right, we're going to go get our daughter and do our official taste test. Okay, here we have the full Zombie Recon team, and this is Kay. She is our 11-year-old daughter, and 11-year-olds never lie about how good things taste. So We can't wait to have her taste test this for the first time.
Come on.
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah? We're both surprised.
It's like, oh, you never know what Dad's cooking.
She actually has a pretty sophisticated palate. This girl will try almost anything. She won't always eat it 2 times, but she will always eat it once and let you know.
Well, if there's ever a disaster, let me tell you, I was in a place where they didn't have a lot of food at times. Rice water was a staple. So you can really cook it pretty easily. In a disaster, you can even cook it over a charcoal fire pretty simply. So definitely usable and carrying around rice, finding some water. And remember, you don't even have to purify the water because you're boiling it off.
Ah, good point.
So in a disaster, this could go a long way to keep you happy and keep you healthy.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to our first family episode of Disaster Pantry, and we hope you guys enjoy this recipe and try it out. Let us know. Leave a comment if you tried it out and let us know what you think.
Stay alive.
Yeah, stay alive. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and tell all your friends. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.